everybody, my name's Shayna. We're going to be doing a pretty full body sequence that's just going to get to a little bit of everything. There's a nice amount of back bends here, opening up the front body, which I think is going to feel really nice. I know that I'm sitting a lot and I feel the need to back bend to undo all of the sitting on my couch that I'm doing. This is another sequence from Darren Rhodes, and so I will have an interval timer going for about 30 seconds per pose. So let's get started in downward facing dog. So you can walk your dog here, bending one knee, pressing opposite heel. Starting to deepen your breath. Rolling out the neck. All right, come forward to plank. Really push the floor away, puff up between your shoulder blades, lower your hips, squeeze your quads, push out through your feet. Keep breathing, and then lower yourself down to your belly and bring the backs of your hands down onto the floor by your sides. Push the front of your pelvis into the ground, keep your toes down, and use just your back muscles to lift your chest up. Try not to lift your chin too high. I like to think about somebody having their hand on the back of my head, and I'm pushing with the back of my head, drawing my chin into a little bit of a double chin. And then rest your right cheek down, relax the shoulders, and rock the hips from side to side. And change sides if you like with your cheek. And then start to press the front of your pelvis into the mat. And then lifting up legs, chest, and arms. Hovering everything above the ground except for your pelvis and your belly. Reaching your fingertips back, pointing your feet back. And release, turning your head to one side, rocking your hips. Breathing into the back side of the body. And then start to reach your arms forward, pinky fingers down into the ground. Press the pelvis down, lift everything up. Squeezing the backs of the legs to lift higher. Reaching far away from each other with the fingertips and the toes. Lifting a little bit higher. And bring the hands back, come to hands and knees. And take a cat stretch. Really push the floor away, round your back, tuck your tailbone, squeeze belly button into spine, puff up between the shoulder blades, and just hold in cat. And then sinking down in the shoulder blades, reach the tailbone up, drop the belly, pull your chest through, Look up and breathe in cow, holding here. And then coming up on your tiptoes, bring your big toes to touch on your tiptoes. Put your knees down and then walk back to sit on your heels so your toes are tucked under, stretching the bottoms of your feet, the arches of your feet, ankles together, trying to get the balls of the feet down to the mat, all the toes tucked under. Just a couple more seconds here. I know this one's hard. And then reaching forward, keeping the toes and the knees down. Now bring your chest between your thumbs, elbows up, bum up in the air, chin on the ground. So my belly's not touching, it's lifted up. Squeeze the shoulder blades onto the back. And then wiggle yourself down. Place your forearms underneath you. Tuck your toes, come up, forearm plank. Try to get shoulders over elbows. Press out through the heels, squeeze the legs, squeeze the belly, squeeze the butt. And then come up to a regular plank. Another short hold. Strong arms, shoulders over wrists. Puff up the back. Pull the belly button to the spine. Strong legs. Breathing. Now we're going to do some push-ups. I'm going to drop my knees, take my hands out wide. You are welcome to do whatever version of push-ups you would like. Few more seconds. Downward facing dog. Stretch it out. Start to walk your feet up. Standing forward fold at the top of the mat. I'm going to grab opposite elbows. Knees can be soft here. I like to sway a little bit. Bringing the big toes to touch. Sit back like in chair, but reach forward. Try to get your torso and your thighs to be parallel to the ground. Weight in the heels, reach your bum back behind you as you reach your fingertips forward, rounding the spine. And sit down and take boat pose. I'm going to keep my knees bent. You can straighten your legs if you like. Proud chest, lifting up. And come back to your standing forward fold. I like to separate my feet a little bit. You can keep them together or apart. Knees are still a little bit soft, but maybe you can be straighter than you were last time. Bringing the feet together, big toes touch. Regular Utkatasana, chair pose. Sitting back, weight in the heels, stretching up and out of your pelvis. Little curve in the low back, but you also want to feel some engagement in your abs. Sitting down, this time we'll take low boat. So you want to reach the legs forward, but hovering, curling the chest up. And coming back up to our standing forward fold. Releasing, maybe hands come down to the floor now. Legs a little straighter than last time. Bringing the big toes to touch. You can interlace your fingers behind your back for chair this time. I have a shoulder thing, so I'm gonna do arms out. And again, sit your bum way back, weight in the heels, and round your spine, trying to get your forehead to your knees as your interlaced arms go over your head. I'm not demoing the interlaced arms because of my shoulder thing. Standing up, interlace your fingers above your head, bump your hips to the right, arc over to the left. Try not to twist your body to face down towards the ground. Instead, twist a little bit more up to the ceiling. Weight in both feet. And release the arms. Inhale back up, second side. Hips to the left. Arc over to the right. Twist your chest a little bit more up to the ceiling. Get long in both sides of the body. Weight in both feet. Coming back up, sit your legs into chair, left leg over right, right arm over left. Eagle pose. And release, inhale, sit down into the chair, right leg over. On this side, I use my toes as a little kickstand, left arm on top. And then I sit down and see if I can lift my right toes up. And forward fold. Once again, maybe legs are a little straighter this time. Hands could maybe come to the back of the calves. Bringing the big toes to touch. You can roll up to standing, Palms face forward. Roll the shoulders back and down. And get really tall. Squeeze the bum. Pull the belly button into spine. Stack your head right on top of your spine. Shoulder blades running down the back. And sit the legs into a chair. Right hand on the thigh, left arm up. Round the spine and tuck that left elbow outside the knee. Hands together and then push to twist your chest. So hopefully your thumbs are near the center of your chest. Check out your knees. One knee might be in front of the other. Make them level. Pull the hips back so that they are level. Come on up. Sit down, left hand to thigh, right arm up. Round the back, tuck the elbow. Hands together, push down to lift your chest so thumbs are in the center. And then check out your knees. Oh, I gotta swivel my hips to get my knees level. And breathe. And then we're gonna sit down for cosmic abs. We're gonna float, roll onto our left butt cheek, and do kind of bicycle-y things. Roll onto your right butt cheek and do the same thing. Keep switching back and forth. Imagine you are swimming through space. Cosmic abs. Make it ridiculous. Keep switching sides. And lay back. Arms overhead, legs straight up to the ceiling. Press your low back into the mat. Pull your ribs down and slowly lower your legs, only to the point where your low back wants to lift, but don't let it. Press that low back flat. Don't let it arc up, and keep your legs moving out at an angle. And rock up to seated. Oh, come to warrior one. Right foot forward, left foot back. Nice bend in the knee. Reaching up, palms together. Look at your thumbs and sink. Step on this right leg and let's come to tree pose. Left foot to thigh, pushing the thigh and the foot together. Turn so that the heel of the left foot is pushing forward to help rotate your hip out. And the right thigh should be a little bit back to help you be steady. And then big step back with our left foot, warrior two. Sink into that right knee. Left thigh moves back. Ribs come down. Extend the arms. And then we're going to step on this right foot again for warrior three. Hands can be back, out in a T or forward, whichever option you like. Try to roll this left hip down. Lift the left leg with the buttocks. Try to get your chest parallel. And step the left foot down. Reach the right leg back for warrior one. Come on up with a deep bend in the left knee. Palms together, look at your thumbs. Stepping on the left foot now, thigh goes back, tree pose. Press foot into thigh, thigh into foot. Do that little rotation with the right heel to help turn out in that hip. I like arms out to steady me here because I am less steady on my left leg than my right. Staring at one spot helps. Warrior two, big step back. Sink into the left knee. Right thigh bone back. Ribs down. Arms out. And stepping on the left leg again, warrior three, choose your arm variation. Try to get your chest to come parallel to the floor. Roll that right hip down. Use the buttocks muscles on the right side to lift that leg higher. Whoop, I came out of it. We're going to take a wide-legged forward fold here, releasing into the stretch. Coming up, bring the knees down and stick your left leg out. Coming up on your right knee, left hand down, right arm up and over. Parigasana gate pose. Lengthen through the sides of the body. Turn your chest up towards the ceiling. And let's do the other side. Left knee in, right leg out. Right hand down the leg, left arm up and over. Look up under your arm. And then try this. We're going to do plank with our toenails on the ground. So tops of the feet down, plank pose. See what happens. See what changes. Puff up between your shoulder blades. Pull belly button to spine. Tuck your tailbone under and breathe. A few more seconds. And lower down to your belly. Cobra pose, so hands should be by your ribs. Ripple yourself up. Squeeze the shoulder blades together on your back. Elbows are still bent. Proud chest. Do that same thing where it's like someone's on the back of your head and you're pushing their hand back. Release. Now we're gonna do cobra with the legs lifted. So keep your hands by your ribs, squeeze and lift your legs, and then arc your upper back up, squeezing the elbows in. You won't go as high. Squeeze the legs, lift them off the ground, squeeze the shoulder blades, pull the chest forward. Couple more seconds here. Downward facing dog. Release. Breathe. Lengthen. Rolling over to right hand and right foot for Vashisthasana. Stack the feet. I like to do flicking motions with my left hand to get a little wrist and forearm work here. Opening and closing my fingers as fast as I can on that top hand. Stacking the hips, stacking the feet, squeezing and lifting my side body. And let's go to our second side. Left hand, left foot, stack hips, stack ankles. Flicking with the fingers, open and close as fast as I can with my right hand. Squeezing the side body. And downward facing dog. Stretch it out. And then you can step, walk, or jump your legs through to seated. I like to pull the flesh out, pull the toes back towards you, place your hands down and get a really proud chest. Shoulders down the back, legs are super straight, trying to get backs of the knees towards the mat, lifting your chest up out of your pelvis. And then we're gonna do reverse plank. Hands go a little bit further behind you, feet go down, hips come up. And coming back down, roll down, pull your right knee in, get that big toe with a strap, a blanket, a towel, or your two peace fingers. Stretch it up. Reaching the left leg long. So now we're going to try to get our nose to our knee and hover the left leg. I like to put my left hand on my left leg, and I'm trying to get my nose to my knee. I'm curling up like a crunch and pulling that leg towards my face. And then I release that down and I rotate the right leg out to the right, keeping that left hip down. I don't want the left hip to pop up. So be aware. You can place your hand on it if that helps. And then second side, I'm going to turn because I got a bookshelf to avoid here. So right leg long, left leg up, using whatever you're using to grab that foot. You can be wrapping something around it or using your two peace fingers. And now curling your nose up to your knee, hovering your right foot, right arm is on the thigh, pulling the leg towards you, a little crunch in the abs. And releasing back down. Open the left leg out to the left. Don't let the right hip come up. Keep it grounded. And releasing that leg, place your feet as wide as your mat and drop both knees like windshield wipers to the left. Take your left foot, step it on top of the right thigh, and then drag that knee diagonally down away from you so that you're pulling the leg bone out of the hip socket, and you should feel a nice stretch there. Let's do the other side. Place your left foot to the outer edges of your mat. Windshield wiper the knees to the right. Step your right foot on the thigh. Drag that bone out of the hip, kind of diagonally down away from your head. And release. What's next? Okay, we're gonna come up to seated. Left leg is bent. Right leg we stack on top, knee on top of knee. Get both hips down. And let's do the left arm up, hand between your shoulder blades, and you can stay here holding your elbow for a tricep stretch, or you can reach behind. Let's stay here for another 30. Try not to let your ribs flare out too much, and try to press the back of your head into your top arm. Releasing the arms. We're going to move to fire logs. So now we're going to make the shin bones parallel to the front of the mat and stack ankle over knee, knee over ankle. It's okay if you're up here. If you're down like me, fold. Flex the feet. And we got a switch. So now the right knee's on the bottom, left knee is directly on top, both hips down, right arm up, hand behind the shoulder blades. And this side, I'm gonna just stay here holding my elbow, but if you wanna do the clasp, you can. I'm gonna pull my ribs in and press the back of my head into the arm. And releasing the arms, move your bottom shin parallel to the top of your mat, stack your left shin on top, foot dangles off the edge, flex your feet. If you're down, you can fold. All right, let's come up to hands and knees. Cross your right shin over your left, and then walk your hands back to where your knees are. Puff up round your back like cat. See if you can lift your knees off the ground, maybe even your toes. My toes don't come off yet, but that's okay. Push the floor away around your back, pull your knees in towards your belly, and let's switch the cross of our feet, our ankles, and do it again. Round the back, knees up, maybe feet hover. Straight arms, push, push, push. Release. Lay down on your belly. up on your forearms. Left forearm in front of you, bend your right knee, reach for the inside of your foot, pull it in, and if you can twist your hand around to the top of your right foot and pull that heel into the butt. You can do it. And release. Right forearm down, left knee bends. I reach to the inside, pull it in, and then I swivel so my elbow points up. So my hands are on the front knuckles of my foot. Gets the shoulder stretch as well as the quad stretch. Releasing that. We're moving into bow, so now we're going to grab the outside of the ankles. And I like to flex the feet, pelvis down, kick, roll up, breathe. Squeeze the knees in towards each other a little bit. Now, we're going to keep the ankles with our hands. And we're going to roll to the left and lay on our left side. Reach the right knee down away from your head. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. It should feel good. Coming back through the center, roll to your right. Still holding the ankles. Reach the left knee away. And come back to center. Release your ankles and press up to cobra or even up dog. So now we're going to repeat Vashisthasana. This time, if you want, you can grab your leg. So my right hand comes down, come to the outer edge of my right foot. I keep my hips high. I get the big toe. I kick the left foot forward, and then I open it up. And I'm really stepping on the entire bottom of my right foot. I'm not just on the outside edge. Releasing. Second side, left hand, left foot, hips higher than you think. Get the foot forward and then up. Woo. Releasing when you're ready. Come to seated. Woo. Knees bent, heels into the ground, and hold onto your feet. Lay your chest on your thighs. And then start to walk your feet out to straight. And fold into Paschimottanasana. Lengthening over your straight legs. We're going to take full wheel if you're ready. So we're going to lay down, feet flat. I like to press my elbows down by my sides and puff my chest up first. Then I lift my hips. Then I place my hands by my ears and come all the way up. I place my feet, push my chest to the back of the room. And release. Now we're going to do bridge. So elbows by the sides, puff up the chest, lift the hips. If you want to interlace underneath, you can, or you can do what I'm doing with arms just down by the sides. Tuck the tailbone, pointing it through the knees. Release. Cross your right ankle over your left knee, reach through, pull it in for figure 4. Reach the tailbone down away from you, flex the right foot, push the right knee away with your elbow. Place your left foot down, grab your right big toe, stretch it up. Another hamstring stretch here. And let's bring the left leg long. Right toes touch the inside of the left knee. Roll that knee across for a twist. And bringing the right foot flat, cross the left ankle over the right knee, reach through, pull it in, flex the left foot, really reach your tailbone down, push your left knee away with your elbow. And right foot down, get that left big toe, stretch it up. And right leg long, bend the left knee so the toes come to the inside of the right. Twist that knee across your body. Let's take happy baby. Bending your knees, reach across your shins with your hands to the outside edges of your feet, and then try to stack your ankles over your knees. And you can rock side to side, trying to pull one knee down to the floor and then the other knee down to the floor, massaging the low back, getting a nice hip stretch. And then just hug your knees into your chest, maybe rocking a little bit here. And move into your Shavasana. taking the feet wide, flopped out, tucking the shoulder blades onto your back underneath you, palms face up. Smooth out your forehead, release your jaw, let the floor hold you up. No effort. This is what it was all for, to find deep, full, complete relaxation. Just let all of those poses go. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Maybe turn your toes in to point at each other and then rotate them out, back and forth. Turn your head side to side. Reach your arms overhead, zip your legs together, get yourself really long. Stretch. And then give yourself a hug, knees into the chest. Rock and roll a little bit. If you're practicing in the morning, you're going to roll to your right. If you're practicing in the evening, you're going to roll to your left to come up to a seated position. Eyes closed, hands at heart center, thinking about someone that you want to send some extra love to this morning or this afternoon or this evening. And as we honor and recognize the light in each other, we send out that love saying namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me, and I hope that you'll look for my other videos on this channel, and I'll try to keep making them for you. Take care.